Hi everybody. Well, it's my first sea day today, and it's a typical sea day here in Alaska. It's cloudy as all heck. But it's still beautiful out. Like, the weather is crisp. I can feel excited that I'm getting close to Alaska. But I just wanted to talk to you about the differences between going on a new ship all the time and going on a ship that you're familiar with. So there's often two trains of thought, and that is, one is I want to go on every type of ship. I want to go on all the different ships. So like my buddy Tony, he likes to call it Pokemon. He wants to collect them all. He wants to go on as many different ships as possible, and I completely respect that. I understand the reasoning behind it. It's kind of like that thought process of there's, you could find something brand new that you love on a ship and that you didn't know existed, and you experience all the different experiences. Completely understand that. Then there's the other train of thought that is, once you find what you like and what you love, it's kind of nice to stick with it for your vacation. And there's something to be said about that. Now, I'm on the Royal Princess, which is Princess's Cruise Line's original Royal class ship. The Royal and the Regal were first. Royal, obviously the first one. And I fell in love with this design of ship the minute I set foot on it. I love this class of ship. Now, the ships are basically the same if you go to the newer ships like the Discovery and the Majestic, and they're very familiar designs, but they've tweaked it in some way. Like, maybe you can't get around the deck as easy on the top deck because now they've added the new suites that are up there, for instance, on the Discovery Princess and the Majestic Princess. Okay, but the overall design is basically the same. And I'm on the Royal right now, and the minute I stepped on this ship, I felt, I'm at home. You know what I mean? Like, I knew my way around this ship instantly. I knew where I was going. I knew every square inch of, because I've been on this ship many, many times. I know where to go. I know where to see. I see familiar faces. The hotel director here on board, I recognize. I've known her for quite a while. The cruise director on board, I know the cruise director on board on a first name basis. She's a good friend of mine. And I meet lots of the same crew members over and over again. It's great. It's one of those things of, it's like you're visiting old friends again and you're on vacation. So like, I'm kind of at that feeling that I just love to be on, a ship once you find it. Once you find your niche. Now, I completely understand when you do something like I do for a living, and like Tony does, and Jay, and everybody who covers things out there, covers the cruise lines and has to travel, you need to show people all the different ships. That's one of the reasons I went on the Celebrity Beyond. That's one of the reasons I'll go on the Discovery Princess. That's why I'm on the Wonder of the Seas. That's why you do all these things, so you can show people all the different things. But when you're choosing a cruise for fun, now this one I heard my friend Natalie was coming back on the cruise ship, and I said, you know what, because I missed my Alaska cruise this year when I had COVID, I'm going to go down and do that cruise and say hi to my friend Natalie. And I knew it was on the Royal Princess, and I said, yeah, that kind of sold it to me. Now, it's funny because the ship is the older of all the Royal class ships. And she's showing her age in the little places. I have a stain in my room. It's been cleaned, but you can still see the faint coloring of red where the stain was, like wine was spilt or something. There's a little bit of rust on the balcony. You know what I mean? It hasn't had that big refresh lately with all the modern colors and the modern look inside and the brightness. It's still wood frames that have been nicked. It's been lived in. but it feels like home. It feels like, yeah, I am in a very familiar place and I'm very comfortable where I'm at and I love being here. And that's kind of the difference. So for everyone out there who is just cruising for fun, and if you think you have to jump on all the different ships and all the different itineraries, maybe if you find that one ship, that one design, that one comfort feeling of being home, maybe that's all you need. Because quite honestly, that's like 60% of your cruise, is if you like the ship you're on. How many times do you go on a ship and you go, well, this was fun, but I really didn't like that. Or, hey, I really like this, but that wasn't the best. But when you go on a ship that you're familiar with and you're used to it and you know all the little quirks and things like that, you don't look at them the same. You don't, I didn't like that. You say, yeah, that's the way that is. It's okay, because I love where I'm at. That's kind of like you start to, it's like your family. You're willing to forgive little things of your family, little things that would annoy you if they were strangers. You find loving when it's family. And that's kind of like finding your cruise ship. So I urge everyone out there to just think about that a little bit. And I'm quite sure a lot of people out there, once you've been on 5 to 10 cruises in your life, you start to notice, hey, I really like that ship. And I didn't like those other one over here. And I seem to be going back to that ship more and more. Maybe, just maybe, that's the perfect fit and the perfect ship for you.